Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome to this first impressions look at Martian Gothic Unification. This is a slightly obscure survival horror game that I kind of stumbled upon and was like, yeah, that sounds worth checking out. Now, this originally, I was going to do a video on the PS1 version, but I later learned that it was actually developed for PC, and the PS1 version is kind of a downgraded port that was released after the PS2 had already come out as a budget title. So I thought, well, if I can get the PC version working, then it's going to be worth checking that out instead. And I do have some mods to make this run a little more smoothly, so it has regular controller support and everything. However, there are still some problems, so I'm actually going to have to now insert the cutscenes. There's an FMV cutscene and then an in-game cutscene that I have to do before I can start recording my actual gameplay. So I'm going to insert that between this and me starting the game, so there won't be any commentary, but then we should be able to get into it without problem, because it doesn't look like there are a bunch of FMV cutscenes. You know, there were like 4 in the folder. So let's cut to that, and then we'll be back with the game itself.
I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams. 4 centuries have passed since those words were written. We have begun to penetrate infinite space, bounded in our little nutshell spacecraft. But we still have our bad dreams. I can sense them coming across the midnight of space, can read the cryptic circuitry of their ship, decipher all the codes of fear in the hearts of its crew of 3. I wish I could tell them that all will be well, that the future, after all, is not so terrible. But that is not in my nature. They're very near now, the 3 in the ship. I know each name, each individual pain. Karne, Matlock, Kenzo. 3 are coming. Only 2 will leave. The bad dreams will always be with us. And now and again, dreams come true.
Enigma Mission Log, 9:12 a.m., June 17th, 2019. I've just crash-landed Zeus 19 within 2 kilometers of Vita base. The base directional beacon was out of operation, and there was a demon of a dust storm raging. A fire broke out on landing, forcing Matlock, Karne, and myself into emergency evacuation.
Enigma Mission Log. Diane Matlock, Earth Control Bacteriological Division. 9:12 a.m., June 17th, 2019. Beginning investigation of continuous radio silence from Mars Vita base. I attempted to enter airlock 2, but the door was jammed from the inside. My air supply almost ran out before I made it into airlock 3. No sign of a reception committee. No sign of anyone. We obeyed the secondary directive by coming in through separate airlocks. Stay alone, stay alive. That's what we were told. And that's what we've done. Investigating further...
Enigma Mission Log. Martin Karne, Earth Control Security Division. 9:12 a.m., June 17, 2019. Prime Mission Directive to investigate cause of continuous communication silence from Vita base. I'm now inside Vita base. It's still silent. The mission ended almost before it began. Kenzo had to pilot the ship in by the seat of his pants. While the dust storm didn't help, we crash-landed close to the base. I think Kenzo made it all right into airlock 2, but I don't know about Matlock. Haven't heard from either of them since we entered separate airlocks. In the middle of all the panic, we didn't forget the secondary directive. Stay alone. Stay alive. Whatever the hell that means. I checked the airlock's EVA suit hatches. Plenty of suits. No air tanks. No way out. End report.
Okay, so here we are as Kenzo, and we can freely switch between the three characters with the left trigger here. As it mentioned, their second directive is that they always have to stay alone, and apparently that's not just a weird conceit, it's actually a fact that if they ever get into the same room, they just die and you immediately get a game over. So that's something to keep in mind when, navigating your characters around, is keeping track where the other characters are. Okay, so this game actually began development as a point-and-click adventure game, and from the 2 minutes I played of just messing around in the starting room, it does seem like that's still the case here. There's a lot of interact options with things. So we can open this locker. This is our inventory of what we're actually carrying right now. Nothing in the locker. What are we carrying? Let's actually look at them. We've got a watch.
Retro digital watch and health monitoring device. Standard Earth control issue.
That's cool that there's voice acting for the actual examinations. He's got a Satsuma.
It looks pretty fresh.
What is a Satsuma? Looks kind of like a pizza. Pretty sure it's not a pizza. Got a photo.
I'm a long way from Tokyo.
It's kind of a weird photo to bring with you. Just a picture of his yard, and it's raked sand. And a booklet.
Tips for video games. Totally useless.
But I brought it to Mars with me. Alright. So, we're not really carrying anything useful right now. I accidentally just switched characters. We're not going to worry about another character until we run into, a dead end as Kenzo here. Okay, so we can run. I gotta figure out the controls. Left trigger is switch characters. Right trigger is inventory. B brings up the main menu, which is where I started the video on. A is interact. Right bumper is just kick. I guess that's for combat. And we don't have a weapon, so I don't think we can, aim or anything.
I talked to the others on the way here. The air is almost gone.
That's our EVA suit. And we can just yank the radio out, so now we can talk to them on the go.
There's only a few breaths left in my air tanks. I can't go out there.
Also, I'm not even wearing a suit, you idiot. So we can't go out the airlock. Not that we'd want to. Also, we came here to, investigate what had happened to the Vita base. But we also crash landed, so I don't think we're getting out of here unless they have a spare spaceship.
Karne told us to make contact before leaving the airlock.
Okay, so we have to call Karne. Let's pull up the radio then. Examine radio.
Reliable radio, but limited range. Kenzo and airlock in Decontam 4 area. Anyone listening? Karne, are you there? Matlock, are you there?
Karne here.
Hi there.
Okay, now let's find out why Vita base has been silent for 10 months. Be ready for anything. Matlock, Kenzo, let's get moving, people.
Yes, boss.
Okay, Karne, heading into base.
I don't know if Kenzo just has bad voice acting or he's just very, monotone and low-key, and that's just who he is. Because the other two seem fine. Oh, this is a very archaic-looking airlock. But I don't know.
Decontamination sequence completed.
So far, this seems pretty
Something
neat.
wrong about that decontamination. Something very wrong.
Okay, well, I hope that isn't like, oh yeah, you accidentally just poisoned him, and now he's going to die in 2 hours of gameplay. But yeah, this seems like a neat mix of adventure game and survival horror.
The base members nicknamed the quarters after famous streets. I think this is Madison Avenue.
I like the reverb effect, too, in these hallways. Also, the run has a delay on it. Here's me. I press X, press forward. Oh, he actually does. Maybe it's just when you're already walking that it has a delay. So I was like that, and then he starts running. Like, well, I guess I should get some hustle on.
The bulkhead's sealed. If one's sealed, they'll all be sealed. The only way to raise them is through the main computer.
Now, do we have a map? Because without a map, it seems like it'd be kind of hard to keep the characters from running into each other unless there are some solid barriers between them. But unless the combat is like really janky, I can't imagine this is going to be that bad of a game. I might actually end up LPing this if I like it enough.
If one's sealed, they'll all be sealed. The only way to raise them is through the main computer.
Because I definitely have the patience for some janky old survival horror. And I do love my sci-fi mysteries.
Is anyone around? Anyone alive? Or dead? If you're dead, don't answer.
Haha, good one, Kenji. So he does have a sense of humor, even if he has a monotone voice. Okay, there is a quick turn. It's kind of awkward looking, though. He's like, whoop, throws his shoulders into it.
If anyone here was alive, would they have left the corpse lying in a corridor?
He's got a point. Like, generally, if anyone else is alive, you wouldn't find a dead person just sitting around. Hey. Hey, are you actually dead? Hey. I'm not touching that. Okay, so is this airlock number 2 right here? It's got a big 2 on it, so I'm worried that this is where Matlock is. Can I examine it? Whose door with? No.
Green tag required.
I mean, it might not be. No, there's another corpse. Clearly something went down here. I don't even know what kind of monsters this game has. I just know that it has monsters.
Well, call me a techno-zen hippie, and I've been called that before. But there's a dead man hovering in front of me in the Boulevard Saint-Michel. I can hear him speak, in my mind. So, we've got reanimation, telepathy, and levitation. Now I call that downright supernatural. An alien haunting.
Are you on something, Kenzo?
He's very calm about this. He's probably just on some downers. Well, I'm going to leave that alone for now. But yeah, you know, he seems like the level-headed type to send to a situation like this. Well, this corpse he doesn't mind searching, though. Microcorder, Felici. And orange tag. Can I also examine it?
It says Felici on his name badge.
Well, that's probably why he had Felici's recorder. I mean, the fact that these bodies are modeled also makes me think they're gonna get back up. Oh, this is a weird looking room. It's got wooden paneling. Broadway hatch. Health boost. So are these like storage boxes? Again, I don't know the rules yet. Well, I suppose we should play this recorder.
Standard issue microcorder. Probably for personal use only.
Looks like the recorders they would hold up in Star Trek when they're making a captain's log.
Antonio Felici, base director, day log, August 8, 2018. 11:56 p.m. I was walking down Broadway when I first heard them coming. There's a dead man hovering in front of me. Not just walking by. I can still hear gunfire. Earth Control should never have shipped those weapons in. If anyone gets to hear this, tell Allenby I resigned. I handed the master key over to Judith. The crew trust her more than me. They think I'm in Allenby's pocket. Well, I guess I used to be. Yuri broadcast a message a few moments before system closed
There's just
down.
screams in the background.
He said, stay alone, stay alive. Sure, but stay alive how long? An hour at most? The end will come soon. Main bulkheads are sealed, shuttle bay area obstructed. No way out. I'm heading back to my own room. Lock myself in. Sooner or later they'll come for me, and that'll be the finish. If anyone hears this, tell my wife I kept the faith. She'll know what that means. Some things are personal.
Was she a unitologist? Alright, so it seems like he didn't make it back to his room.
A small electronic tag attaches to the wrist.
And these are probably just keycard equivalents. I don't think we need a health boost. See, I'm not really sure how far I should go with one character, or if I should be swapping them to get them all somewhere. It's also nice that it pops up the magnifying glass at the top right when you can actually interact with something, so I don't have to worry about, like, missing some expository text. I don't know why he doesn't want to search them. Maybe they just have nothing on them, so he's like, I don't care. Alright, this one's got key to med.
A key marked M-E-D. Med?
Like a medical bay, Kenji, come on. It's pretty clear. That one's got nothing either. Why is it so filthy in here? I guess someone was surviving in here for a while on their own.
Green tag required.
Now, he was interacting with that door from pretty far away.
Green tag required.
The bulkhead's sealed. If one's sealed, they'll...
Yep, they'll all be sealed. You can open them from the control panel.
Corridor after corridor. Not a living soul. Shadows and echoes. This is a haunted house on Mars.
Seems like he's digging it, though. It's like, yeah, haunted house. In space. Nothing on that one. There's a lot of dead bodies in here. Maybe there was a group surviving in here for a while. But then they broke the rules because they weren't alone.
Green tag required.
Green tag required. So maybe this is as far as Kenji can go.
The bulkhead's sealed.
Wait, so where did I come in, then? Also, what is this on the wall? I know that's... Didn't I open that door to come in? The other one? Or was it this one? This is why I need a map. Meanwhile, these two just standing around.
The bulkhead's sealed.
Okay, well, it's not that door, and it's not that door. There has to be a way out of here. Though I assume at some points there will...
Green tag required.
There will be, like, areas that you need one character to let the other characters into or out of without actually contacting them directly. Okay, so this is not the same area then, because I think this is where I came in.
Looks like the lock mechanism has been heat fused.
Alright, not getting in that with a key. You need like a welder to cut that open. Okay, I think we saw another tag door.
Yellow tag required.
No, we only have orange, not yellow. I'm also wondering, like, if I switch characters, should I stick Kenji back in the airlock so there's no chance of him running into anybody else? Because I don't know how close together they are right now. Okay, is that where we came from? Oh, I'm already lost because all these corridors look the same. Okay, this one... Was this the orange one?
Green tag
Nope.
required.
That's green tag as well. I know there's some kind of, like, vacuum tube system you can use to send items between characters.
Rainbow tag required.
Rainbow tag? Okay, this is where we came out of. That one's a bulkhead. I think this one's a bulkhead too. Yeah, so I don't know if we can go anywhere else for now, so we'll just send him back to the airlock. I don't think we have to run through it every time. Alright, Kenji. Hang out here with your discoveries, and we'll switch to somebody else. So what's Matlock got going on?
Watch and physiological and psychological monitoring instrument. Standard Earth control issue.
She's got a nicotine patch.
After months in space, that's the last one I've got.
So, no faster-than-light travel. They had to fly here at sublight speeds.
One contact lens, lost the other in the crash. I'd be better off without it.
Lipstick.
I'm too retro for my own good.
In the future, we have hollow lipstick. In the far future of 2019 that this is set in.
A few friends back in London.
It's weird that we don't see this photo, but we saw Kenji's photo and the radio.
Radio link with Karne and Kenzo.
So she already has a radio. And there's a gun in here? With a lot of ammo. Piccolo.
Piccolo gun. What Karne would call a lady's weapon.
Is it petite? Alright, so... yeah, now if I hit the kick button, she aims instead. Oh, okay, it's a toggle, not a... hold. Oh, you can actually move and shoot. Advanced survival horror gameplay. I like that the torso rotates separately. It's a little weird, but, you know. It allows you to do slightly more subtle movement than just having it all joined together. Can I still kick in this? What? I pressed B, and then I pressed B again. She aimed down and then fired. Okay, yeah, so X is to kick when I have the gun up. Can I aim up again? Okay, so A will switch you to aiming up, B will switch you to aiming down, and then if you press it again, she'll fire. Alright, well, we have a gun.
Never mind appearances. It's what's inside that counts. EVA suit without air in the tanks. Useless.
They even all have separate examination. Okay, she already took her radio out of her helmet. I wonder if that's just because we didn't start as her. So she did that in the interim. Alright, well, let's see if there's something to shoot. Give me something to shoot. Nope, I was too close to the door. You can open doors from pretty far away.
I feel like a bug being sprayed by insecticide.
Decontamination sequence completed.
I felt pretty bad before decontam. Now I feel terrible. Really terrible.
The decontamination is infecting each of you with a space virus.
Computer override required.
What's wrong with this bloody door? Could someone get me out of here?
The decontam doors should have a general bypass on the computer. I'll try and get you out.
Alright, so she's trapped in here. Alright, well, that leaves Karne. What do you have? He looks like the military man.
This thing tells more than the time. That's a personal letter.
Alright, don't tell me about it then.
Wrapper from an old-maid country cottage candy bar. I could lick off what's left, but I'm not that kind of guy. My lucky silver bullet.
In case of
I wonder if
vampires
there
or
are any
werewolves.
Martian werewolves around. Radio for on-planet communication only.
Okay, the other... Kenji said it was short range. I don't think on planet is really that short range. Okay, so he doesn't have a weapon yet either.
There's more to that than meets the visor. EVA suit, tanks empty.
No good. Alright, what do you get in your locker? Nothing. You get the shitty locker. And I'm guessing it's the only one I can open because it's the one that's flashing. Thankfully, the game has not crashed. When I tried to first start recording this earlier, it did crash immediately, and I don't know why. But it's fine now.
Decontamination sequence completed.
I feel more contaminated now than I did before. So much for the decontam.
Decontam. Like, the fact that they all mention it means that's definitely going to come up again later.
Door malfunction. Computer override required.
Hey, the decontam door is malfunctioning. Can't get into the goddamn base.
The decontam doors should have a general bypass on the computer. I'll try and get you out.
looks like it's all up to me, Kenzo Uji, to save the day. So clearly there's a door I missed somewhere that we can get in. Again, it'd be really nice if I had a map. Nope, that's the main menu. Hopefully that doesn't crash the game by opening that. I'm not sure what's going to crash it. Okay, so we can't go that way. I guess we'll just hit up all the doors we can on the way. So that was a rainbow key and a green key, right? No, that's the one we came out of. Never mind, it's just a rainbow key. Alright, and that was a green tag to our left. I think I went this way. I guess we can go past the floating guy. We didn't actually continue down there. I turned back because I was like, yep, not touching that. Okay, that's where we went.
Yellow tag required.
There's something like weirdly familiar sounding about that computer voice. Okay, that's where I came from. This is the first body we found. Where was that floating guy? Okay, he's right there. I do feel like we don't want to get close to him, though.
Orange tag required.
Okay, orange tag required. That we have.
Okay, so tags open doors.
I mean, you could have figured that out the first time it said so-and-so tag required. Whose room is this?
Nice desk. Shame about the lock.
Okay. So it's not med short for someone's name. That corpse has claws also. We should be worried about that. Piccolo ammo.
The base director's girlfriend, perhaps?
Is there anything else I can search in here? Okay, so here's a vac tube. I wonder how this works. I guess we won't know until we find another one how to direct them.
A low-tech vacuum tube. Makes sense. The lower the tech, the easier to repair if it goes wrong. It must connect to a fair number of vac tubes on the base.
And that's why frontier planets in sci-fi settings often have lower technology than the more civilized places. Because even if you can have the higher tech stuff, it's going to break down. You're not going to be able to fix it easily.
Voice password required.
Alright, well, if this is the director's room, then we can use his microrecorder.
Antonio Felici.
Computer accessed.
Emergency transmission by Judith Haraway. And that's our only option.
It's Haraway. Listen, Alan. It's too late to evacuate. I don't know if you're receiving this. Communications are breaking up. They opened up that... on your orders. It was a Pandora's box. All the evils of old Mars.
The evils of old Mars.
Pandora found a solitary gift in the box. Hope. I doubt there's any hope on cold Mars. There are people clumping together. Time in the rock. You should designate Mars a quarantine planet, but I know you won't. If you send a manned craft, warn the crew. Stay alone. Stay alive. And for God...
Project Director Haraway's transmission terminated. All off-planet communications inoperative. Password extracted from final transmission. Password Pandora.
Alright.
Martian Mayhem, the worst video game in the solar system.
My favorite. Oh man, there's a lot of information here. Mood. On August 6, 1996, proof of ancient Martian life was announced by NASA to the world's media based on the identification of microfossils in a Martian meteorite Within a few months of the announcement, President Clinton made a public commitment to the search for extraterrestrial life on Mars. 15 million years ago, an asteroid or impact comet blasted an area of the Martian surface into space, one of the rocks from this ejecta commencing on a wayward orbit which ended in Antarctica in 11,000 BC. This meteorite weighed 4.2 pounds, and its materials were formed 4.5 billion years ago on Mars when its rocks were first condensing on Earth. It was discovered in 1984 and labeled Rock ALH84001. Wonder if that's a real thing. From the beginning, NASA's claim was a source of contention in scientific circles, but dissenting voices were gradually silenced later as investigations proved conclusively that fossil bacteria of an alien origin were indeed present in ALH84001. I guess it's not a real thing, because we would have, that would be a little bit more widespread knowledge if it was the case. As such, we're still trying to guess if there's evidence of previous life on Mars. Further information. As far back as 1996, evidence of a Martian origin for ALH84001 was considerable. The rock contains a heavier form of oxygen than normally found on Earth, and at a level consistent with the Viking probe samples extracted from Mars in 1976. Inside the rock are carbonates, similar to limestone, formed about 3.6 billion years ago. Within these carbonates are fine-grained magnetite and iron sulfide particles, similar chemically and structurally to those produced by bacteria on Earth. On the surface of the carbonates are small oval shapes resembling those discovered on calcite formed by groundwater in southern Italy. The rock shows evidence of liquid water and organic molecules called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, as well as bacterial microfossils. Some of the rock's microfossils are egg-shaped and others tubular, the tubular variety described at the time by NASA as worm-like structures no more than 1/100th of the diameter of a human hair. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the corpses at all. Some of the rock's microfossils are egg-shaped and others are rod-like, suggesting a similarity with the ovoid coccus and red-like bacillus of terrestrial bacteria. The third main type of Earth-like bacteria, spirillum, was never irrefutably established as a present in the rock. In short, ALH84001 was the first strong evidence that there was once bacterial life on Mars. Later research proved NASA's claims correct. Martian life was a reality. So I'm not going to read all these if they're all that long. Okay, they're not all that long, but I'm going to skip over this because, if I do an LP, I'll read this out, but some of this we don't need to know. Core Vita 1 base in its present form was completed on 17th October 2015, crewed by 6 men and 4 women. Its mission was summed up in its name, Vita, Life. Vita 1 was intended above all as a research base for extant Martian life. From its completion in October 2015 to the present time of August 2018, President Allenby has ordered all the resources of his multinational company, Earth Control, to be placed at the disposal of the Vita project, of which Vita 1 base is the first stepping stone. So a president who owns a corporation running the United States in 2018, huh? The second Vita base has just been completed in the Hellas Plains, awaiting its first crew, and others are planned. So I wonder if that'll come up. Vita 1, with its present complement of 58 staff, is heavily overcrowded. Most of the staff have to use the dorm living units in shifts. Following company protocols, Base Director Felici, Project Director Haraway, and Chief Supervisor Oba have been allocated single rooms, although Mr. Oba has recently transferred himself to Arkham Dorm, giving up his room to Mining Supervisor Mai Lin. Extensions to Vita 1 are still in progress. Base corridors and certain rooms originally bore numbers and function titles, but these were renamed after a vote arranged by Haraway, after famous streets, squares, and buildings on Earth. The decor of much of the base is neo-retro, with contrasting styles and period details. This was chosen by President Allenby himself to create an environment of diversity for all staff members. The size and sophistication of the base was achieved by massive funding from Earth Control, and the development of revolutionary building techniques and material simulations by Babelophony Inc. Again, I would like to read all this stuff, but that's going to be like the rest of the video if I do. Since Breakthrough Day, a number of weapons have been shipped in from Earth in response to a request from Base Director Felici, who voiced concern that standard firepower was required to prevent nervous crew members from resorting to the highly dangerous Lucifrage emergency flare guns, which were intended purely as distress flares for members encountering life-threatening situations on the Martian surface. The only non-standard weapon on the base is the Sayonara, powered by a psion cell, which fires psionic pulses and can be used only by an experienced infomesher, aka psychic? Although powerful, the drawback to the Sayonara is that it drains the user of energy and should be used with care. Alright, sounds like we're going to find one of those, too. Alright, we'll leave the rest of that stuff alone. We'll just open the damn door lock. They have files on all three of us. Alright, well... Wow, there's 43 of these storage boxes. Interesting that you can check what's in all of them, though, if you're like, I don't remember where I put this item. So I guess they're not connected normally. Oops.
You're out of the box now, Karne, but Decontamp 3 door won't respond. We'll have to find a way to unlock Decontamp 3.
Oh no, her voice is modulating, and also she got back up, so let's get the fuck out of here. Kenzo. I'm wiggling buttons. How you feeling, Kenzo? I don't know where the health is. I assume it's under the numbers, which means he didn't take any damage from that because I shook her off. But I'm only guessing. Rude. Let me guess, he's just gonna go back to floating. He doesn't actually care. I just wanted to examine him. There was a prompt for it when I got close. My job is to guard this corridor. Alright, well, I think that's all that Kenzo can do now. So, we'll probably wrap up shortly, but let's take a little look around as Karne, while we can.
Martin Karne here. Can anyone hear me?
There's something waiting for us in this base. I can feel it. Something in the scent of the air, and a special kind of silence.
So, is this where we were before? I can't tell if this is the same area.
Bolt block 779 locking mechanism. Looks like the lock's been deliberately jammed from the inside.
This doesn't look exactly like anywhere we saw. I don't think we could get to his door. No, something to examine here. What dead body? Oh, against the wall there.
What the hell stopped my watch? 48:64? 64 minutes past 48 o'clock? You gotta be kidding.
Oh yeah, it does say that. Everybody says something. I wonder if that's the password to the files on each of them. Well, we also can't get back in that room because there's the zombie lady in there. I wonder if we're gonna have to play, like, pass the gun. Since we only have one gun between three people right now.
This guy got 3 bullets in him. What happened here? Group hysteria?
Give him a kick.
By the decomposition of the bodies, they probably died around the time of the last transmission to Earth. Weird thing is, they're like human freezers. I can feel the cold coming right out of them.
They got the Mars in them. It doesn't have anything. Okay, this one's locked.
Weird how a passcode got into my watch. I've heard strange stories about the main computer in this base.
So, based on just skimming over those files, it looked like the base does have an AI. Oh. Part of the menu is now on screen. I'm just gonna clear that.
Purple tag required.
Okay, well, we got the green tag now. I don't really get how these vacuum tubes work. I thought I could, like, select one of the ones
This thing tells more than the time.
we've seen before, but... like, if I put this in here... so that sends it to Park Lane, but isn't this Park Lane? I wonder if that just sends it to anyone. You know, it just puts it in the system, and then I can go to another one and take it out. Because I think I have to pass this to Kenji. And Matlock doesn't have a vac tube in her room. Yeah, okay, so none of their passwords work for that. Alright, well. Seems like he's already run into a dead end. So yeah, let's try this before we wrap up. Park Lane hatch. Replace that in there. We switch back to Kenji, and if I can remember where the hell this vacuum tube was, then we'll grab the green tag. I mean, I'd rather you didn't get up, but you know. You open the door, he starts walking away. Well, shit, this is where we came from. Again. Where was that vac tube hatch? I think it was beyond the wood-paneled area.
Green tag required.
Yep. Please get out of the menu. I'm mashing everything on the controller. I don't actually know how to get them off. Oh, I don't know if I can, like, kick him, if that'll knock him down. Oh my god. And this is how Kenji died. He really didn't take a lot of damage from that.
It wasn't as fresh as it looked.
Okay, that did not heal him. Okay, that's the psychic area. Oh, you're not gonna get up too, are you?
Yellow tag required.
Okay, we're going the right way. There's the hatch we just passed. That door's sealed. Pretty sure it was right near the end of this hallway stretch.
Green tag required.
Is this thing on the wall? Note Ben Gun 1. Yeah, so I guess they're only connected to a specific spot, so that the name that pops up is not the one you're at, it's the one it leads to. Weird.
Park Lane is written in capitals. Could be a password.
I'm in the mood.
Green tag required.
Did we see anywhere else that needed a long password? I feel like everything here is green tag required. Yeah, not having a map seems like the game's biggest problem, because it would be a lot easier to remember where the hatches are if I knew what the areas were called before I opened the hatch. I don't suppose you can get out yet.
Door malfunction. Computer override required.
This one's only 4 digits, so Park Lane is not going to help there.
Purple tag required.
I want to double check that I didn't miss anything. Is him? But it seemed like we were pretty limited on what we could do with Karne.
Green tag required.
Oh. Well, there's a green tag door right there. Guess I'll take my damn tag back from the machine. I didn't hit send. Maybe that's why it didn't work. Whatever, we still need it. But so far, I am also intrigued by this game. I know I say that a lot with first impressions lately, but like these are a lot of games that I've been wanting to check out for a while, so it makes sense that I've been pretty positive on them. This is neat. Like, it might end up getting janky, or it might just be bad. I don't know, but like so far, I'm digging it.
I like it when a door opens.
I like it when a door is not closed. Alright, found the lounge.
Dartboard. One of them Brit games. Never played it, never will.
I hate them Brits. I hear a old-timey projector.
Neo-retro decor. A mishmash of styles from all over the place. The entire base was decorated in clashing designs, supposed to supply visual variety for the base members. Doesn't do anything for me.
I see a golden gun on the desk there.
3 blind mice. You trying to tell me something?
So Kenzo, I keep calling him Kenzo, Kenji, found a desk that was locked. Okay. It's funny that it makes the dramatic music sting when you get grabbed. You really don't have a lot of time to get away from them when you shake them off. I was hoping maybe I could kick him and he'd let go. I don't think that's a real gun. Alright, thankfully if you knock them down enough, they'll stop grabbing you and fall over.
A pop gun that fires one of those rubber sucker things? I'm gonna look real hard running around with a pop gun.
Also, he is dying a lot more than Kenji was. Use a health booster.
Biosensor, low on energy.
I take it that this senses life forms? Okay, can I turn it off so it doesn't run out of battery? Oh, there is a map. That would have been really nice to know. It was just a little tiny tab on this menu. I have no idea where we are right now. But I think that thing on the wall over there would tell me. Well, at least it's nice to know that they do have a map, because, you know, so far that's my biggest complaint. Can I kick this fucker to death? Or has he just returned to being a dead body for now?
There's a way of opening this game's chest. Just need to turn my hand to the right thing. When it comes to picking locks, I was taught by company expert.
What does that mean? Gotta turn my hand to the right thing. There he goes again. Okay, so this goes. This is the rec room, but again, like I don't know where this goes. I don't understand this system yet. Also, I don't know if they can be attacked when you're not playing as them. I don't think it's real time like that. Nope, it is real time like that. Don't leave a character somewhere unsafe. But like, I don't know what to do here, where I'm trapped in a corner, so I can see how this would be the downside to this game and why it's not more well known. Because there's no dodge, there's no shove, there's just a shitty kick. Yeah, he's dead. And I think we need all three to survive. Sayonara. And that's it. I suppose we didn't hit a save point? I didn't really see anything to save with, but maybe I could have opened the menu and saved. Still, I think that's a good little look at the start of Martian Gothic Unification. It's got my interest, but I can definitely see some potential frustration with the enemies, so I might have to dig a little deeper in that, but, you know, maybe we'll do a full LP of this and see how well I can suffer through it if it gets rough. But, thank you for joining me for this little romp through another old survival horror game. As I've said before, there is a good pool of them that I still want to get to, some Dreamcast games, some PS1 games, even some PS2 stuff that I haven't played yet. So expect more survival horror on the horizon. But, until next time, take care everyone.